everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel and today we are doing a romance reading vlog, but I'm going to be reading very hyped TikTok romances that have been all over my For You page. I love TikTok, I love booktok, and I've gotten a lot of good recommendations on booktok before. They do tend to recommend a lot of the same books, I will say, but I do sometimes come across books that I haven't seen before or books that I just have been putting off, but they just keep getting recommended to me. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna round up some books that I've seen on my For You page for the last few months, and I'm going to be reading them in this reading vlog. So the first book that I will be reading in this video is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. The next book is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and the last book will be Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I am very excited to be reading all three of these books. As you guys know, I've been reading just so much fantasy and fantasy romance lately, so it's nice to take a break, read some contemporary romance, get a little bit out of my comfort zone. And yeah, I think without further ado, we should just get started with this romance reading vlog. Hi guys, so I wanted to do my first reading check-in. I started Things We Never Got Over yesterday. I'm going to read a little bit more today, but I got to page 101 yesterday, and I just wanted to tell you guys my thoughts so far. So if you don't know what this book is about, it is a contemporary adult romance. Our main character's name is Naomi. She is a runaway bride, kind of has this sort of positive but a little bit uptight personality, and she gets a distressing message from her estranged twin sister named Tina, and Tina says, hey, I need you to come help me, meet up with me in this small Virginia town, please bring money, like I need help. Naomi goes to this town to try to meet up with her sister, and when she gets there, Tina is nowhere to be found. Unfortunately, Tina has a very bad reputation in this town, and when Naomi shows up, everyone in the town thinks that that is Tina, and they try to get her to leave, and they're all kind of giving her crap, but she lets them know that, no, I'm not Tina, I'm Naomi, I'm her twin, I'm looking for her. While all of this is happening, Tina does end up showing up and stealing Naomi's car, stealing the money that Naomi brought for her, and abandoning her 11-year-old daughter named Waylay, who Naomi had no idea existed. So Naomi is now in this town, and she has to take care of her niece. She has no car, she has no money, she has nowhere to stay. She has, recently left her fiance, she also quit her job, so like her life is sort of a little disheveled at the moment. And then we have Knox. He is kind of this just like local guy living in this town. The town is called Knockemout, Virginia, and he's sort of this rough, grumpy man who gives Naomi a hard time for sure in the beginning, but then tries to help her out because he feels bad for Waylay, and he obviously sees that Naomi is way out of her depths, and they sort of strike up a friendship, kind of a reluctant friendship, as they try to navigate what they're going to do as far as taking care of Waylay, where Tina is, and all of those things. So that is the synopsis. Now, let me tell you what I think of it. I think this book is ridiculous. I think the characters in this book are cartoonish. And I know in books, often romance too, a lot of times the characters have to be kind of, amplified to be entertaining. They can't be like super boring, nothing characters, I get that. But these people are not real. Like, these are caricatures of characters. It is ridiculous. Oh my god. I have to say, like, there's no way this book is getting like a very good rating from me, because Knox and Naomi are two of the most ridiculous characters I have ever read about. Number one, let's talk about Knox. This man gave me the ick like 50 pages in, and I do not understand how he is supposed to be our romance hero. Okay, so he's in his 40s, first of all, so he's definitely like an adult. Very, should be mature, should be not acting the way that he does. First of all, like the thing that just absolutely did it for me was Knox got into like a wrestling punching match with his brother in their like front yard, basically because Knox realized that his brother has feelings for Naomi, and the brother realized that Knox kind of has feelings for Naomi, and so they wrestled and fought in the front yard, basically only because like, oh, we both like her, whatever. So cringe and weird, that whole scene. I was like, what am I reading? They literally, like, these 40-something-year-old men are just like, well, I'm gonna fight you and punch you and whatever just because like I can't help myself and this is how we act, and oh, you like her, no, I like her, so let's start wrestling. Oh my god, so just gave me chills because of how much of an ick I got. And then there was another scene where Naomi is sitting on the porch of this house that Knox helps her find, and it's actually right next to his, so she's renting it, and she is sitting out on her porch one morning and she sees Knox come out in his boxers in the morning on his porch, and she's she's kind of like, oh, he looks so handsome, blah, blah, blah. And then he just starts like peeing off the side of the porch, which like, hey, you know what? It's your house, do what you want. But this is not attractive. I'm not swooning, okay? There will be no swooning from me in this book, and I don't understand why Naomi is into him. I think he is literally so cringe. And Naomi as well, she's like 30 something and she doesn't talk like a person. And I've been laughing because of how much I am cringing. So that is how I feel about the characters. The romance, I mean, maybe farther down the line in the book, I will start to sort of warm up to them. I get it. Sometimes in romance, you have to deal with a little cringe and corniness. I think that that kind of comes with the genre sometimes, especially rom-coms. This is a whole new level. Like, I think this book is ridiculous. Like, that's the best way I can say it. This book is ridiculous. One aspect of this book that I'm really, really liking though is I love, and I don't even know like what to call this, if it's a trope or just a storyline, but when somebody who doesn't have children all of a sudden has to become a parent, and like what that means for them and how they view the world and like how they navigate that. And I realized this storyline reminds me of one of my favorite early 2000s movies, Raising Helen, starring Kate Hudson. If you have seen that movie and you loved it, we are besties. Because in that movie, Kate Hudson is like this party girl. She lives in New York City. She has a job in fashion and she's just like living the life. And then unfortunately, her sister and brother-in-law, who have 3 kids, they die in a car accident. And Kate Hudson's character is shocked to find out that in her sister's will, they left the children to Kate Hudson's character, which is very surprising because they also have another sister who is like the perfect super mom. So everyone would assume that she would take custody of the children. But Kate Hudson now has to be a parent to these 3 kids and like figure her life out. And I just love that movie so much. And it kind of gave me that vibes. Naomi is very different from Kate Hudson's character, but I don't know. I guess I like that like insta-parent storyline. So I am enjoying that. I like Waylay. I like Waylay and Naomi's dynamic. And I think that that is interesting to read about and fun. And that is like the saving grace of this book. And I do like the small town, like the small kind of southern town vibe that's going on. It's not really southern. It's kind of like a small mountain town, I guess you could say. So that is that. I am going to read more of this today, and I don't know. I'll check in with you guys when I have more to say. Alright, hello guys. So it has actually been quite a few days for me. The last check-in that I did was like maybe 5 days ago, and then I kind of just didn't really want to read. I don't know. I wasn't really slumpy. I was just like busy. Didn't have time to pick up a book other than Air of Fire. I listened to the audiobook for that a little bit, but did not pick up this until like 2 days ago. And I did actually end up finishing this book. So I apologize that there's not more check-ins for this book, but to be honest with you, I just wanted to finish it. And I felt like the inspiration to just sit down and read. So I sat down and read 400 pages in one sitting just to like get this book done. So overall, here are my thoughts. I do want to say in my last clip, I talked about how I didn't really like Naomi. I will say that I warmed up to her as the book went on. You know, she was still a little cringe, still a little quirky, but I did end up enjoying her a bit more. I definitely, as I said, really enjoyed the relationship between Waylay and her. That was very cute. There was also this kind of like found family aspect in the book that I appreciated with a lot of the people in this town, and kind of this small town setting was very charming and I really enjoyed it. I will say though, I still do not like Knox. He was the downfall of the book for me. I just never found him to be charming. I just don't think that he really had many redeeming qualities. He was grumpy and like mean for the sake of being grumpy and mean. I don't know, he just came across very unlikable, and I think you can do like the hot mean thing, you know, but I just never found Knox to be appealing in any way. He also just sort of came across as kind of ignorant. He made a few comments that were very like stereotypical of women, of bisexual men, and I just was kind of like, why are we even adding these things in here? They are not making Knox seem like a better, more swoon-worthy hero in a romance novel. So I don't know. He was unlikable to me. I'm sorry. I really did not like him, and not unlikable in a fun way. This is the standard? Like, Naomi, you can do so much better than this. Like, shoot higher. There were a couple like nice moments with him, but overall his negative qualities really overshadowed his positive qualities for me. So I did not like him. And then also there's this whole other like crime aspect to this book that just got very strange. At the end, there's this sort of like big crime crime scene. And, you know, I think it's meant to be serious and scary and high stakes and whatever. And to be honest with you, it read like an SNL sketch. Like, that is how I read it. I was like, this is ridiculous. It was the most like clownish, almost like parody scene. And I just thought that that was so wacky, to be honest with you. It was so just wacky and weird. And I was like, what am I reading? Like, what is going on? This is so strange. And I just never really connected with that. It was just random for me. I felt like it was very, very random. And when I finished the crime storyline scene, I was just like, okay, that happened apparently. Overall, this did not work for me. And it sucks, you guys. Like, there were some really great aspects of this book. I love the raising Helen aspect. I liked the found family. I liked the setting. But Knox, our romance hero, was not great. And the crime storyline was just weird. I'm sorry, it was. So I did end up rating this book 2 stars. And I hate that. I really do. I don't enjoy having an unpopular opinion, okay? It's not fun. I want to give this book 5 stars. I want to love everything that everyone else loves, honestly. I couldn't do it. And I just see so many people rate this book very highly, and so I wish that this worked for me, but it really did not. And also, good lord, is this book long. Please stop making romance novels over 400 pages. 400 is pushing it, in my opinion, but like 400 I'll give you. Please stop. This is almost a 600-page book. Like, that's like a fantasy novel. So I did actually start Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, but I want to get a little bit farther before I give you guys my thoughts. So for the rest of the day, I need to edit my mid-year book freakout tag that's supposed to go up tomorrow. I also need to go to Ulta and get some things. I ran out a lot of my makeup today, and I also need to go to the post office because I am shipping all of my Throne of Glass books to my friend Kara from Kara's Bookshelf. Kara has never read Throne of Glass, and we've all kind of convinced her that she should read it. And she texted me the other day and was like, oh, I'm going to Half Price Books today. I'm going to, you know, try to look for some copies because she doesn't want to buy them full price and like a whole set if she doesn't end up loving it. And then I just totally forgot that I have my paperbacks. I've been meaning to make a Pango Books account and put those paperbacks on my account, but then I was like, Kara, do you want them? And so she's taking them off my hands, so I have to go ship those to her, which is gonna be great. I'm so excited for her to read those. And I want to take a walk today. It is allegedly going to be sunny later. We shall see, but right now it is gray and dark and terrible, and for some reason, Washington is not getting a summer this year. I don't know what we did to deserve this. I don't understand, but we are literally not getting a summer, and the lack of vitamin D is palpable. Let's just say that. And if there's gonna be any sun, I need to be out in it, and literally the 10-day forecast is gray and like 64. So that's great. Love it. Loving life. I'm gonna go run some errands. I'm gonna read a little bit more of Every Summer After, and then I will just let you guys know how it's going. Alright guys, I am back from running errands, so we will talk about Every Summer After in a second, but first, I wanted to do a little Ulta haul. Got way too much. Nothing is in here, but I just wanted to show you the bag. Yeah, I got way too much. It was just a moment of like, all of my makeup ran out at the same time, so I had no choice but to throw down at Ulta. So I did, and I'm just gonna walk you guys through what I got, and then we will talk about the book. Let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. I got more sponges. I love the Real Techniques sponges. They are so much better than the Beauty Blender one, and they are so much cheaper, so I got 2 more of these. I got a bath bomb because I take a bubble bath pretty much every single night with candles, with like scents in the bathtub, and then like I make sure to get like a colored bath bomb to change the water, bubbles, whole 9 yards. So needed one for tonight. And then I got more of the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I know this is so 2016 to use the Dip Brow Pomade, but I'm sorry, I love it. I love this for brows. I also use like a brow gel as well, and soap brows. Oh my god, I just realized that I forgot to get freaking brow gel. Oh my god, that was like one of the main reasons that I even went to Ulta. Okay, well, I will be going back to Ulta, but Dip Brow Pomade, my current one that I have, like the specific dip brow that I have, I bought in 2018. It is 2022. This lasts forever, and I really like it. And I also got the brush. It's just like a little angled brush and then has a spoolie on the end. I just needed a new one because my current one is gross. And then I needed mascara, so I got the Benefit Roller Lash. I wear lashes. Anytime I have makeup on, I have lashes on, pretty much. So mascara is like not that important to me, but I really like this brush. It's very stiff. I literally like go through 1 mascara a year, honestly. It's so much easier for me to put on lashes than to wear mascara. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but it makes sense to me. So got one of these. And then my Ulta got like a makeover. They have a Fenty Beauty now, which I totally forgot that Fenty Beauty is now an Ulta, which is great because I don't really have a Sephora that close to me, but every single Fenty product was pretty much sold out, which like I could expect, but I really wanted to get a couple lip glosses from there, but they didn't have them, so I'll have to go back. But then they also have a MAC section, which I have not used MAC probably since like high school or college, I want to say. But because I was feeling nostalgic, I bought Fix Plus. Oh my gosh, guys, this was my jam, like my freshman year of college. It's just like a refresher. Oh my God, that smell. I feel like I'm in a basement of a frat house when I smell that. I love this stuff. It's just really good when like you're looking too powdery, you know, to kind of refresh your face. So I thought that'd be fun. I don't know if this is a product that I'll like repurchase, but it's fun to have for now. And then I needed a new setting spray, and I also haven't used this in years, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This is really good. I think it actually does help keep your makeup on. And then I got, also from MAC, I need a new nude lipstick and I just wanted to try this out. This one is called Creme de Nude. That's what it looks like. I don't know if I love this color, honestly, looking at it now that I'm home. The lighting at Ulta is very deceiving, I have to say. It just looks kind of too orange. I like a little bit more cool tone nude, but maybe I'll be returning that. I'm not really sure. I'll try it out. And then I got 2 lip glosses. I really need more nude lip gloss. I'm kind of running out. So this is from Morphe. This is Mercury. I have no idea if Morphe has good lip gloss or not. Just liked the colors. It's a very paled out nude, which I like to use in combination with like pinky sparkly toppers. I'll explain this in a second. So what I would do is like I would put this on, which is a very cool tone nude gloss, and then I would put like a warmer sparkly topper on it. Does that make any sense? Probably not. But like then I would put something like this on top, which is very kind of peachy pink warm, and this color is Froze. So hopefully I like those. And then I haven't bought a new eyeshadow palette in forever. I used to have like over 50 eyeshadow palettes. I got rid of a lot of them because I just don't really enjoy makeup as much as I used to, but I needed a new eyeshadow palette, and this is Wild Nothing by ColourPop. It's very springy, I will say. It's very warm and pink toned, which I think I like. Yeah, I think I'll like this. I really like this like green glitter color. I think that would be really pretty all over the lid, but I haven't bought a new eyeshadow palette in a while, and this one looked fun, so I will try that out. I hope that I like the newer products. I used to be like obsessed with beauty YouTube. That was like my jam. That was my bread and butter. When 2020 happened, I was like working from home all the time, so I really just stopped wearing makeup, and I kind of just fell out of love with makeup. I don't know. I still like putting on makeup. Like this is fun for me. It's like therapeutic. I enjoy it. You know, when I put on my makeup, I go full out, I do full glam, but I just like the keeping up with beauty gurus and beauty news and makeup and brands and all of that. I used to be so good about that, but I just like don't really care anymore. So unfortunately that I don't really know like what's hot and new, what's the 411, what are all the kids talking about, but hopefully these work out. All right, so now let's talk books. I did get to page 109 of Every Summer After. I am really liking it so far. I am gonna say right now it is so similar to Love in Other Words. The plot is damn near identical. It doesn't bother me though, because here's my thing. If you're going to take inspiration, and I'm not even saying that she took inspiration, who knows, maybe Christina Lauren took inspiration from someone else for Love in Other Words. It's not like the most ingenious storyline in the world. I'm just saying if you are going to do something that someone else has already done, just do it better and make it your own. And I think that Carly Fortune has done that. I like this better than Christina Lauren's book. I like the writing better. And also I like the characters as adults better. So it's dual timeline. We go back to when they're kids and when they met and they like kind of start something, and then they see each other as adults and they haven't seen each other in a while. I really did not like the adult characters in Love in Other Words. I really enjoyed when they were younger. I'm liking this more. I really like how they are written as adults, and it's really good so far. We are kind of still going back and forth. So basically our main character Persephone, she receives a phone call that Sam's mother, and Sam is our love interest, has passed away from cancer, and she had no idea that she was even sick. And Sam's older brother Charlie calls Persephone and says, hey, you should come to the funeral. You know, I know you haven't seen anyone in a while, but like you should come. It would mean a lot. And she's like, oh my God, of course. So she goes back to this like small lake town that her family had bought a cottage in, and that's when she met Sam and Charlie when she was 13. And we're just going back and forth between summers spent at the lake as a teen and then now in present day. So she did just get to the town in present day and saw Sam, and like they had like a little like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever. They like drank together, but then something happened, something was revealed that kind of put a wrench in the works right now of them, you know, maybe reconciling. Like things were going well, they were getting along, and then it was revealed and Persephone's like, crap. Okay, so I am very curious to see what was the thing that separated Persephone and Sam when they were teens, because the last time they saw each other was when they were 17 or 18. And all we know now is that it was Persephone's fault, whatever this thing was. That's how it's been presented, that Persephone did something that made Sam stop talking to her. He wouldn't respond to her emails, her calls, nothing. And they are now 30. So it's been about 12 years since they've seen each other. But yeah, I have some guesses, but I'm going to keep them to myself just because I don't want to spoil anything. But I'm really liking this. I'm really, really liking this. This is the perfect beach read, lakeside read. If you're going to like a cabin or going to a beach, vacation, whatever, you need to read this book because it is giving me all of the beachy read vibes. So I'm really liking this. I think I'm going to get to at least the 50% mark today. This reads so fast and I'm really interested in it, and I just want to see like what is going to happen. I will check in with you guys when I have another update. Alrighty. Hi guys. It is the next day. I just wanted to do a very quick check-in for every summer after. If you can hear construction going on in the background, my deepest apologies, but I just like need to film this because I want to keep reading, but I have to film a check-in first. So if you can hear that, I promise it's just, you know, just pretend you don't hear it. I just want to say I am 66% of the way done. I have less than 100 pages left and I am loving this. I am obsessed. This book is just like, it has the best vibes. It has a beautifully developed relationship. It feels very real. I'm just loving every single second of this. I am telling you, this needs to be made into a movie. I am begging the adaptation gods. This needs to be made into a movie. It is just so fun and sweet, and there's so many beautiful moments between this couple and complicated moments, and I'm loving it. I feel like we are in 5-star territory, but it all depends on what the issue between Sam and Persephone was, whatever happened that made them stop talking, because we still have not learned what that is. I thought I knew what it was, but I don't think it is that specifically, because there's been some things that have happened that have kind of dispelled that theory that I had, which is good because I was really nervous that that was going to be what it was, and I probably would have lowered the rating of this book like to a 3-star if it was that, because not into that trope at all. But I'm in love. I'm loving the dual timeline so much. Their relationship as teens is very well developed and I think very realistic, and then them as adults is so fun and like so just, oh, it's so emotional and gripping. It's this really sweet, wholesome, but also kind of like sexy love story, and I'm obsessed with them. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm telling you right now, go read this. Unless of course the ending sucks, then I will be changing my mind. I will be contradicting myself, which I do in my vlogs all the time, so nothing new. But anyway, I'm gonna finish this. I'm loving it, and I will tell you guys my thoughts once I am done. Okay, you guys, oh my god, I just finished this. It's just a few hours later. Wow, I'm shook because plot twist. Do you guys remember earlier in the video, I was like, oh, I think I know what's going to be the thing that broke them up. And then I read a little bit more and I was like, oh no, I don't think it's gonna be that anymore, which is good. I felt like the novel was going in a different direction. No, the thing that I predicted in the beginning of the book that I thought would be the reason that they broke up was exactly the reason that they broke up. And an even bigger plot twist, I don't hate it. I'm surprised that I enjoyed that whole thing. I mean, enjoyed is not the correct word. I thought I was gonna hate it and I didn't. This book is, I think, going to be one that could potentially be like sort of polarizing. The characters in this book are extremely flawed, and the situation that happens with them is messy and tough and like painful to read about. I will say, like, I don't think they're great people and I don't think they're terrible people. I think that, you know, it's just there's like a lot of nuance to the situation, and I am glad that we saw kind of explanations from both sides of why things happened the way that they did and what they went through. I'm trying to not spoil anything, so I'm being extremely vague with like how I feel. I don't know. I thought this book was really beautiful. I did. I'm sorry, I did. And the characters are extremely flawed, which I think is very normal for being 18. You know, when they're teenagers, they're very flawed and they both make mistakes. Not necessarily excusing anything. I'm just saying, you know, when you're a teenager, you're kind of an idiot. And it's very interesting to see that they have had some growth, but they've also kind of still have flaws. Like, I don't know. I wasn't mad at the way that this book ended. Like, I actually teared up at the very last line of the epilogue, which I was just touched. I don't know. I was touched by it. I thought it was really beautiful and painful, and I don't even necessarily know, like, do I root for them? Do I not root for them? Do I think that they made the right choice? Do I think that they didn't make the right choice? And you know, as I was finishing this and I was reading the last few chapters and kind of like the aftermath and everything, part of me was like, are you guys really gonna do this? After everything that's happened, you guys are really gonna do this? And then the other part of me was like, wow, forgiveness is a beautiful thing. This is mature. This is powerful. These characters are flawed, but they know it and they accept it. And this is true love. But then the other part of me was like, are you guys really gonna do this? Like, you guys are really going to make this work after everything that's happened? I don't know. I don't know, you guys. Here's my final thoughts. I don't know how I feel about this book, but I liked it. And sometimes you don't need to give a deep analysis on why you liked a book. I just did. And if you think that there's toxic elements to this book, I agree with you. But if you also think this book is beautiful, I also agree with you. I don't know. I see both sides. I know I'm like straddling the fence here, but I think two things can be true at once. I think that there can be some mistakes made and some questionable decisions by the characters and maybe not the greatest decision, but also beautiful. What a love story. I really enjoyed it. I'm sorry. I don't know. I like complex love stories, not in real life, but in books, it's kind of fun. Okay? It is. I'm sorry. It is. You know, one of my favorite books of all time is Normal People. And I see people give that book 2 stars and say, this is the most toxic and terrible relationship I've ever seen. And I'm like, but I loved it. Like, sure, maybe there were bad things happening, but I loved it, and I think that it's one of the most beautiful love stories I've ever read. So maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the toxic one. But hey, once again, we read for fun, we read for entertainment, and that's all I have to say on that. But I don't think this is like at the level of like, well, maybe, Normal People I think was a little bit more intense. This was like just, you're a young, dumb teenager and you make poor decisions and then you get a little older and maybe you get past those decisions and maybe you don't. I don't know. Regardless, I enjoyed it and I recommend it. I'm taking this review too seriously, okay? It was a good book. Done. Absolutely. Okay, moving on. So now it is Friday night. I need to edit because I haven't edited any of the clips in this vlog yet. Once again, I'm screwing myself over. I think I did this with the last vlog. So I need to edit all of these clips. Then I'm gonna go to the gym. And then I am going home this weekend because it is my sister's birthday. I'm so excited. I got her the ACOTAR series. I just got her the first 3 books, just ACOTAR, ACOMAF, and ACOWAR. But I'm so excited. She's talked about like wanting to read those books and I'm like, oh, you're gonna read them. Bestie, you are reading them. And if you don't like them, we're gonna have some family drama. No, I'm just kidding. She can, you know, have whatever opinion she wants to have. But I told her, like, I need you to text me every page, every chapter. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me every single thought that comes into your brain. I'm just so excited to watch her read that series. So we are gonna go home, celebrate her birthday. It is also Father's Day this weekend. And I think we might be going out on a boat. It's not gonna be sunny this weekend, but we're still gonna go out on a boat because it's summer and we are going to try to make the most of it. And somewhere in between all that, I'm going to start Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I do think I'm going to start it tonight. It's only like 5 o'clock right now, so I'm definitely going to be able to get things done, go to the gym, and then maybe I'll just start Funny You Should Ask tonight. So that is where we are at. I will talk to you guys once I have an update. Hey guys, so it is actually a few hours later. Had a change of plans. I am just in a reading mood. So because I'm in a reading mood, I decided, why don't I pick up Funny You Should Ask, just get it started, see how far I get. I got the audiobook. When I sped it up to 3 times speed, it's only a 2.5 hour audiobook, which is nothing. And so I am currently 34% of the way done with this book, and I think I'm going to read the whole thing tonight, or at least get to like the 75% mark, because I am flying through this book. This book reads so fast. It is so just like quick and chatty and just so easy to get through. I kind of think I'm gonna read this whole thing tonight. It's 9 o'clock right now, but I stay up until like midnight or 1 every night. So I do have to wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm gonna stay up until 1. I probably shouldn't, but I think that I could stay up and get a majority of this book done, which would be awesome because then I could get this vlog all ready to go for next week. So Funny You Should Ask is a contemporary romance following our main character. Her name is Hani. I believe. She's a writer, and the celebrity that she is interviewing is named Gabe Parker. So basically what happens is Hani interviews Gabe 10 years ago, and the interview goes viral because people think that like there's chemistry between them, something happened, like there's just this whole buzz around it. And it does sort of end up launching Hani's career, and you know, it just has a big impact on her life, and then it does also have an impact on Gabe's life as well, as we are learning throughout the book. And then 10 years later, we have them meeting up again, and they're gonna do an interview again, kind of for a PR move for both of them, but we have a lot of unanswered questions on both of their sides, and we're kind of trying to piece together what actually happened 10 years ago, where are they at now, how does everyone feel, what is going on. It's very cute, it's very fun, that's about it. It's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that I dislike this book, I just think it's very surface level for the moment, and I am only a third of the way through the book, so like maybe I'm being too harsh. And once again, I do not dislike it. I just think it's like, it's very surface level, it's very lighthearted, and I think that the reason for that is, as far as I can tell, whatever happened between them 10 years ago was like a 1 or 2 day situation. So we have something that happened 10 years ago, and they only spent a very short amount of time together, and it seems like they have unrequited feelings from that 24-hour hangout 10 years ago. And so it's just like, how deep are we gonna be able to get? And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think after reading Every Summer After, which is like this deeply emotional book that like has this history and these deep bonds for like over almost 20 years basically, this is just kind of a pivot from that. But it doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying it, I just am not like obsessed with it, because I generally like a romance that has like a lot of heart and like feelings and mushy gushiness, and so far this is just like a fun time, but I'm not mad at it. I will also say I do really enjoy this author's writing style. It's just very funny and smart, I guess I would say. But yeah, I think that this is cute, and I will say I am a sucker for a good Hollywood story, okay? This is obviously nothing like Evelyn Hugo, because Evelyn Hugo, I think, you know, that story has way more like depth and things going on in it, but this book, it's so much fun when they're talking about Hollywood and filming and directors and, you know, getting cast and all of this like movie production stuff. I don't know, it's just like, it's super fascinating to read about. I love books with Hollywood in them. I've decided I absolutely love that setting, those themes, everything. So that has been very enjoyable, and I'm excited to keep going. I think I will potentially finish this book tonight, which is crazy because that means I will have started and finished this book in one day. And then I finished Every Summer After earlier. So she is a reader, if you can believe it. I honestly don't know how much I'm going to check in during this book. As I said, and I want to make it clear, this isn't like a bad thing, but it's just a very like surface level book. I don't know how much I'm going to feel. Honestly, every time I say this book is this, like 100 pages later, I'm feeling the complete opposite about it. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe this book is going to get really deep and emotional and crazy, and I'm going to have all these reactions and thoughts to it. But I'm just letting you guys know now. I don't know how often I'm going to be updating with this. I'm just going to read, and I will check in with you guys when I have an update. Hello guys, it is time for my final check-in. So it's been a few days. Once again, had some space in between my reading updates. Going home over the weekend, we were very busy with my sister's birthday. We went out on a boat. As you guys saw in the B-roll, we went by the Sleepless in Seattle house, which was so freaking cool. I did not even know that that was there until the day that we went there. I had some time off, and then I woke up yesterday and felt super sick, had a really bad sore throat, headache, the full 9. Do not have the Rona, in case anyone is curious. I'm actually feeling a lot better today, so I need to film my freaking outro. And also, yes, I did also film the intro today as well. I forgot to film an intro, so you saw this look at the beginning of the video, you're seeing it again. Let's talk about Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I finished this on Friday night, so that was a couple days ago. So the last check-in that I did end up finishing it that night, just pretty late. I believe that I gave this book an overall 3-star rating. This book was like very cute, fun, sweet, but just not really the romance for me. The biggest reasons are this is very insta love, like insta love. These people spend a total of 6 days together before they decide to like proclaim their love for each other. And there's a 10-year period between like the first few days and then like the last few days. So like they spend 3 days together-ish, 10 years goes by, they don't see each other at all, and then they spend another 3 days together 10 years later, and they've always been pining for each other, and like they just happily ever after, whatever. I just felt like there wasn't a really big emphasis on like why they were so into each other and why they were always like the one and why did they have this deep connection and like what drove them to feel this way. It was just kind of like, yeah, we've both been pining for each other, okay, great, let's get together, boom, done. There wasn't a ton of tension, there wasn't a ton of build-up, and I just, you know, not really for me. I'm not really an insta love type of person, so I did just sort of find this to be a little bit boring. I will say I did really enjoy this author's writing style. It is very witty and smart and quick, as I mentioned earlier, and it was cute. It was like fine. Like I don't really have anything like terrible to say about it, but I don't have anything great to say about it. It was like a fun time. I kind of had a little bit higher of expectations. I just think that there were aspects of this book that were fun and interesting, but for the most part, the romance as a whole I think was lacking a lot of depth. So overall, this was fine. It was a 3-star. I honestly like don't really recommend it just because it was very insta love and just kind of, it almost felt kind of like slice of life-ish too. I don't know. I didn't really connect with this. It did not work for me. I can understand why people like it though, because I did love the writing style, definitely. Overall, just like a very fine book. All right guys, so that is going to be it for my reading viral TikTok romances. I had a very good time, mostly because I found a new romance that I absolutely loved, which was Every Summer After, and I'm really glad that I read Funny You Should Ask and Things We Never Got Over because I've been curious about those books for a long time. Didn't necessarily work for me, but I'm happy that I read them so I can get them off my TBR. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end of the video, let's leave the sunshine for Every Summer After because that was the best book. Sunshine, summer, it is officially summer, so go ahead and leave the sun emoji if you would like. As always, my Instagram and my Goodreads are linked down below. You guys are welcome to follow me on there anytime. I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope you are having a fantastic day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.